coming up on the winter break. Things are going pretty well. We are top of the Liga. We're fighting for first place in our Champions League group. It's rarefied heights for us. Usually we're here for maybe a week or two. This time we've been here a while, and hopefully we can keep it up. My name's FM20. It's time to get real. And as you can see here, we are in first place. We are 5 points ahead of Barcelona. They have stumbled this season. They've drawn against Cadiz and Betis, and they've lost to Celta Vigo and Atletico Madrid. Our one loss has been to Barcelona. Our one draw has been to Cadiz. Cadiz seems to be everybody's bogey team, even though they're not one of the better teams in the league. I can't really explain that. Our 35 goals scored are first in the league. Our 13 goals allowed are fourth best. 38 yellow cards. More points than yellow cards. That's the goal this year. Barry Verdonk leads us with 16 goals. Firmamala, the best rating, 7.56. Antonio Augusto, 6 assists. Seferovic, best pass completion, of course. Why wouldn't a keeper have the best pass completion rating? Antonio Augusto, 4 players in the match awards. Robert Fernandez, William Benvenuti, each with 6 yellow cards. Israel has the 1 red card. So today we are playing Slavia Praha, and then we're going to play Zaragoza in La Liga. And then we're going to have a short break and come back for, is it Real Madrid Arsenal? Yeah, probably Real Madrid Arsenal. And then we'll go into the winter break and come back for whatever game is happening in here. Probably a Copa del Rey game, I think, because of where we finished last season. We're not playing until the 3rd or 4th round, which usually takes place at the end of January, beginning of February, if I remember correctly. You know what? Let's go back to season, find out. 3rd round, 4th round. Yeah, we're either going to play in the 3rd round or the 4th round. I would bet the 4th round because of where we finished last year. So end of January for sure. So things are going well. Budget-wise, we're doing pretty good. We've got 190 million euros in the transfer budget. We've still got 800,000 in the payroll budget we can spend, unless there's like an absolute blockbuster of a deal out there. And by that, I mean like a really good young player who I'm reasonably sure that I can keep for more than 5 years. I don't think we're going to be spending a ton of that. And frankly, I'm okay with that. We've got a good young squad. One of the things I've been quite happy with is a lot of the younger players have really started filling their potential out. Uche is now 4.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential ability. Verdonk is 4.5 star current ability. Antonio Augusto, 4.5 star current ability, although he is wanted by Inter and Barcelona. And frankly, if Inter makes a decent deal offer for him, I could see myself letting him go. Matasevic, 4 stars. Firmamala is definitely improving. He's up to 3-star current ability. Robert Maria, 3-star current ability. Who's he wanted by now? Watford. No, he's not going to Watford. Robert Fernandez is 2.5 star current ability, 3-star potential ability, and that's deceiving because if you look at him, the skills required for his position are not that bad. He's really low on crossing and dribbling, and those they have not improved, no matter how much I've trained on them, which leads me to believe that that's as good as it's going to get for him, which, considering he was originally a defensive midfielder, kind of makes sense. So, if I could find a good young defensive right back to come in and potentially take over for him, clicked on the wrong thing there. I want depth chart. Right now it's Uche, who is the best backup we have. And frankly, Fernandez isn't, at least from a star rating point of view, isn't even my best defensive right back. Antonio Alonso is. So, Van Horn, no, he's my midfielder. So I think that may be one thing we look for. So, and maybe a backup for the midfield here. We'll have to wait and see. But as it stands, the one place we'll probably try and make a move is going to be defensive right back. Defensive left back, Broderson is the future. He's 19 years old. He's getting better. Not a lot better, but he's getting better. And a lot more playing time. He will definitely get closer to that 4-star potential. So actually what's going to happen today is he might actually get the start, which is what I need to go and figure out. We got Slavia Praha coming up next in our Champions League group. We are currently 2nd behind Arsenal. If I can remember where the hell I'm clicking, I could show you. So Arsenal leads with 8 points. We have 7. Juve has 6. Slavia Praha has 1. So we need a victory today just to stay ahead of Juve. I really don't want this to be a case where we needed an absolute win or a draw against Arsenal and some help in order just to get ahead. So that said, I'm going to double check my best 11, set the reserves. I'm going to come back with our Champions League match against Slavia Praha in just a bit. Well, after some consideration, the fact that this is a must-win game, even though Slavia Praha is the last team in our group, we're starting what I would consider to be our best 11. Seferovic in goal, Pagano, Uche, Benvenuti, and Fernandez as a defensive back four, Augusto and Van Horn as the midfielders, Verdonk and Israel as the attack midfielders, Matasevic and Maria up top as the strikers. The midfield's really a toss-up between Augusto, Van Horn, and Malo. I've got a nice rotation going on there. Malo, if I recall, is just coming off an injury as well. So that may be one of the reasons he is not starting today. It's literally been about a week since I sat down and recorded. Just a lot going on, a lot of free time now. So we've been doing a lot more stuff around the house. You know, it's one of those cases where my wife and I looked at what we had in terms of the housing budget and things like that and things we wanted to do and said, okay, let's improve this. And we improved A. And in the process of improving A, we found a problem with B. And in improving B, we found a problem with C. And I totally skipped my team talk, you idiot Jellico. So it's just been one of those things. We're fine, but you know, we've been sitting at home working since March. I'm not working anymore. I'm actively looking though. I've had a couple interviews though. A couple of them look promising, but I don't know. The days are starting to wear long. You know, it seems like 2020 will never ever end. Pagano on the throw-in to Van Horn. Back to Benvenuti. He taps it back to Seferovic. Over to Uche. Up to Augusto. Out to Pagano. Long pass towards Matasevic, who got behind the defender. Takes the shot. Far post and in. His 8th goal of the season. That's not bad. You know, When I signed him originally, it was with the intent that maybe he could be the primary striker. But the more he improved in terms of his attributes, and after loaning him out in that, it became apparent to me that, at least on La Liga level, he was never going to be what I would consider to be a full-time starter. He gets the ball back after an errant header from the Slavia Praha side. Verdonk, back to Van Horn. Out to Israel, back to Fernandez. He crosses it. Matasevic's there, and he scores again off the header. But in a situation like this, where he's got Maria, and before Maria, Helio playing next to him, if the other team is focusing a lot of their energy on my primary striker, he's a very good secondary striker. And as you can see, he's doing quite well. We'll take a look at him after this game here. 2 goals in 5 minutes for him. That's not bad. 12 shots, 6 on target for us. Huge possession advantage. Slavia Praha has not done a thing this match. This could be a boring match. You can tell it's been a while since I've played because my mouse doesn't go exactly where it should, and I'm in danger of clicking on the wrong things. Augusto sends it in. Melee transports to where the ball is and picks it up. Juve must be beating Arsenal. You know what? Can I bring in the latest scores? Arsenal and Juve aren't playing today. Verdonk driving forward. Back to Israel, who's dispossessed, but ball goes to Verdonk. Fernandez over to Van Horn. Out to Israel. Got behind the defenders. Takes a shot. Melee blocks it. Goes up in the air and the highlight ends, but it was headed towards Stang. Or, no, Penk. Steshal. Now, 65 minutes in. Got a couple players who are sub 70%. We'll take them off. Pagano's going to come off. We're going to bring on Keon Ambrose. We're going to get Van Horn off and bring on Malo just to get Malo some playing time. We'll keep an eye on Uche as well. He's almost to 70%. Pink, over to Stechal. Back to Pink. All the way back to Melee. He bombs it forward towards Hurtado, but it's headed down. Verdonk gets it. Ambrose to Augusto. Back to Malo. Over to Uche. up to Augusto. Long pass to Matasevic, who one-shots it over Maria. Got by the defender. Takes the shot, but Melee stands tall and blocks it. Corner kick's knocked away. Augusto sends it into the box. Did Maria score that? A total fluke, they're saying. From the looks of it, I would... Yeah, it was a total fluke because he was totally offsides. Melee gives it away. Israel on the right. Driving forward, and he is fouled by Bohak, who is sent off. I don't even know I would call that a professional foul, to be honest with you. Augusto sends it in, and it is knocked wide. Now, we got one more substitution left. Let's take a look at this. Maria is not having a good game, so we are going to bring on Boyce and just sit Maria because I don't want to play him only to have him get injured. Verdonk is 67%, but we should be okay. Melee. Well, essentially gives it away, kicks it right to Ambrose. He holds it up. Long pass across the field to Israel, who's dispossessed by Nelson, but Malo picks up the ball. Ambrose holds it up, crosses it in. Israel's there off the post. Sekshal kicks it away. That was a bit of luck for Slavia Praha. Coming up on extra time. Not exactly the most exciting game of the world. Two really nice goals by Matasevic and a goal by Uche here in extra time. Of course, it's an extra time goal. Thank you, FM. The commentators are saying Grekov missed his header and was made to pay for it. So let's see. Looks like he did because it went right to Uche's foot and he just volleyed it in. And a solid game for us. 30 shots, 15 on target, huge possession advantage. That was well done. And of course, we're currently on course to reach the first knockout round. We just got $2.7 million for that. Matasevic was stellar. Superb from goal. Keep it up. He is now... He was originally a pressing forward, and he can still play pressing forward, but he is now a well-rounded complete forward as George decides to come down and take a bite. So you know what? We'll come back in a sec. So this is Martin Matasevic, 4.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He enjoys big matches. Could be retrained as a left winger. I would say as an inside forward, sure, because he has the very strong right foot. His only con, really, is he can only play the one position, which is fine, but he's adept at playing a lot of positions. Complete forward, advanced forward. I want to say at one point in time he was a pressing forward, at least when I got him, but it's been a while. I'd have to go back and look. As you can see, he's been out on loan a couple of times. He's done a decent job. He's had 46 goals and 133 appearances for us, and he doesn't excel in any one area, but he's solid. He's a good header. He came as a target man. That's what it was. He's a good header. He's got good first touch. He's got good decision making. Physically, he's good, but he's not going to blow you away. Mentally, he's good, but he's not going to blow you away anywhere. Same thing technically. He's good, but he's not going to blow you away anywhere. All in all, he's a solid player that I think any team would want, in regardless of the position. I mean, if you have say this 16, this 18 were marking and tackling, and he played defensive left back, that'd be great. Same thing if he was a midfielder and his first touch and his dribbling was a little bit better, or things of that nature. It'd be great. It's one of those cases where, and I'm afflicted by this. I know other players are as well. There's always a player out there who's probably just a little bit better than him, and you want to kind of bring them in, or you get them in young and then you train them up to where they're not going to go any further, and then you sell them on for money. So he's 26 years old now. I'd be happy to keep him with the club. He's worth 42 million euros. He's only making 80,000 euros a week. I mean, that's the other thing. Our salary is just it's not out of bounds by any stretch of the imagination. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. Career stats wise, we got him from Sabalia in Croatia for 350,000 euros. And then 3 years ago, he went out to Alaves on loan. They paid 185,000 euros a month for him and his full salary, and he rewarded them with 11 goals and 1 assist in 21 games. Since he came back to us and he was a full-time starter for us, 14 goals, 12 goals. He's on pace for probably about that amount this year. More assists. So his first year when he was a full-time starter with us, back when we were in La Liga, 22 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists, a player of the match. So he's definitely gotten better. It's also one of those cases where, like, if you compared him to Robert Maria. Maria is almost as good as him technically. He's a better attacker. Vision-wise, he's good. He's faster. Physically, he's almost there. Defending, well, Matasevic has the better foot forward on that. But mentally, and Matasevic's going to be better in the air aerially because I believe he's taller, too. He's like 6 foot something. Oh, he's 5'10". Why do I think he was 6 foot something? I may be getting him confused with someone else in my journeyman save. But from a comparison point of view, Maria is better physically. He's better mentally in more categories. Technically, Matasevic has the heads up on him. But, I mean, I would think that's almost expected. He's 4 years older. 5 years older. He's had a lot more playing time. I don't know. I find it hard to describe sometimes. I know Maria is going to be a good keeper, good grief, a good striker. Maybe not Helio good, but second echelon good. Matasevic is already second echelon good. But with Maria, I think going to be good to great, and Matasevic good. Do I move Matasevic on if somebody makes me a decent offer for him? Possibly. If you look at our salary, we're paying 150,000 euros a week for Barry Verdonk, which is to be expected because, okay, depending on what time of day or week I'm looking at, they all go up to 4.5 stars or 5 stars or something like that. But he's he has definitely been well worth it. He's been our best scorer this season. 18 appearances, 16 goals, 2 assists, 3 players in the match. He's taking a lot of pressure off Maria. Maria's 3-star, 5 potential. He should get there, 125,000 euros a week. I mean, we have 3 players making over 100,000 euros a week. And then Pagano's making 99. Of course, I start recording and people decide they got to come downstairs and do stuff that, they wanted to do for weeks now and just, family. Sometimes you love them to death. But anyhow, our salary, we're doing well salary-wise. Like I've mentioned before, we're 800,000 euros under our salary budget. We've got a young squad. Our average age is 20-something. I mean, I can check that out here, I believe. 22.7 years. We've got a ton of potential, a ton of young potential. Van Horn is 18, Thorup is 19, Tollefson is 19, Mala's still only 20, Maria's 21, and they're all 5-star potential players. They could all potentially reach that too. And then, a bunch of, good young players. Benvenuti's 4-star potential, Pagano, well, he's not young, but he's decent. He's good at his position. Seferovic's 22. He should be reaching that 4-star potential soon, I believe. So we've got potential. What we don't have are good youth intakes, and that's just still driving me up a wall. But all that said, we've got good grief, Zaragoza coming up in 5 days. So I'm going to get to that. We'll probably play a mostly rotated side. We'll have to see how everybody's doing health-wise and then go from there. The fact that we're playing Villarreal 4 days later probably means we'll be mostly rotated. But we'll take a look at that back in a bit. Well, we're going with a somewhat rotated side today. We got Seferovic in goal, Broderson, Thorup, Benvenuti, and Fernandez as the defensive back 4. Augusto and Malo as the midfielders. Tollefson and Reznicek as the attacking midfielders. Matasevic and Maria up top as the strikers. So Tollefson, Broderson, and Thorup are all young players with potential. I'm playing them because, A, I want to get them some playing time. Why is this popping up? That's why it's popping up. Okay. I'm getting them some playing time because, frankly, they need some, and I need to rest the players who normally play that position. Well, this is the first highlight of the game. Augusto, corner kick in. Benvenuti knocks it down. Matasevic has it. He holds it up and bounces it off a Zaragoza player. That was Marcos Vinicius, drives forward. Holds it up, crosses it in. Nascimento, and a weak shot right at Seferovic. That was 30 minutes in. That was the first highlight of the game. I have to stretch here. Oh, good grief. Coming up on halftime. 5 shots, 2 on target for us. No possession advantage whatsoever. This is Not going the way I expected. Hopefully we can pick it up the second half. Thorup taps it up to Augusto. Over to Broderson. Back to Thorup. Broderson to Augusto. Malo. Oh, he tries getting into Resnicek. Knocked away. Pongracic up to Vinicius. He's dispossessed by Augusto. Taps up to Maria. To Matasevic. And shot right at Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer. P-E-I-F-F-E-R. Pfeiffer. Good grief. We're 60 minutes in. We're going to get Resnicek off, bring on Boyce. We're going to get Tollefson off and bring on Verdonk. Pfeiffer bombs at four. Well, it doesn't exactly bomb at 4, but sends it to Rubio. Over to Pongracic. Vinicius. Cuts right. Drops it off to Rubio. Taps up to Garcia. Back to Vieira. To Rubio. To Garcia. They're essentially playing keep away. Banis gets between the defenders. Seferovic, a nice block. Corner kick. Vieira. Sends it in. It is knocked away. Rubio is going to run that down. Over to Pongracic. This is going to be a 0-0 draw, isn't it? Good grief. 10 shots, 3 on target for us. They've had 4 and 4. What a quiet game. Ugh. That is just annoying as hell. Well, it still leaves us top of the league. And we actually have the key game coming up next episode, because I'm literally going to play this next match offline, and then we're going to come back for Zaragoza, for Real Madrid and Arsenal. So, God, that was just... It was a good win against Slavia Praha, the Zaragoza game. I hope that doesn't come back to bite us. I mean, they're a decent squad. They're 12th, but something tells me we should have been winning that one a little bit more comfortably. That was painful. I think it's interesting how the games are starting to go like this. It seems to me, and it could be confirmation bias here, that we had like one good game and then one real boring game. You know, and frankly, this episode may not be all that long. It depends on how much I cut out of the other segments in terms of filler and whatnot and player comparisons and that. But, you know, we're poised well for the future, I think. The players' performance this last game notwithstanding. They didn't exactly have the best game, but... You know, they need playing time. They need first-team playing time. They're going to get a decent amount of it here. So, yeah, this is going to be a little different. The ending's going to seem kind of odd. I realized that we've already qualified for the group stage. So there's no real reason to play Arsenal. So what we're going to do is turn this episode into a triple live comp, because, frankly, that other game, the Zaragoza game, was just boring as heck. Trying really hard not to get upset by that. So we beat Villarreal thanks to a ruined Tollefson goal in the 84th minute. This was a game that was headed for a draw until Tollefson scored. They had 9 shots, 4 on target. We had 13 and 5. I don't want to say I can say it. Everybody kind of had a blah game. And a blah game for us against a team like Villarreal, who's decent. I want to say they're 5th in the league. Means we need someone like Tollefson to step up and score for us. But that said, it still puts us 4 points ahead of Madrid. So this is kind of a key point. So this is kind of a key game of the season. And it works out nicely because after Madrid, we come back and we'll get through January. We're doing a friendly against Milan at the San Siro. They're paying us 700,000 euros for that. And we'll come back at the end of January for a Copa del Rey match and go through any transfers or anything like that we have. That said, I've got the best 11 and the reserves set up, so we're going to get to that game here. We're away at Madrid. We'll come back to that here in just a second. Well, we have Seferovic in goal, Pagano, Uche, Benvenuti, and Fernandez is the defensive back 4. Augusto and Van Horn is the midfielders. Malo is out. He twisted his ankle. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. Leaves us a little thin on the midfield line. Verdonk and Israel are the attacking midfielders. Matasevic and Maria up top as the strikers. Hard to believe I would have to pump up the guys for a game against Real Madrid at Real Madrid, but looks like I have to, and I did a decent job. Well, this is not Good. Oh, this is good. Well, it's not good. Fernandez manages to get in front of Hudson-Odoi. Van Horn to Augusto. Back to Benvenuti. Out to Fernandez. Taps up to Israel. He's got help. Is he going to use it? He is. Verdonk scores. Nice. A minute into the game. Barry Verdonk, 17th goal of the season. That was well done. That looked like it was going to be a disaster, but Fernandez managed to stay in front of Hudson-Odoi and get the ball back. Verdonk with a nice header. Hernandez with the flying leap. Almost got a hand on it. That would have been a brilliant save. Pagano on the throw-in. Verdonk back to Pagano. He crosses it in towards Van Horn, but it's knocked away by Camavinga. Augusto runs down the ball. Taps over to Benvenuti. All the way back to Seferovic. That could have ended badly. Uche. Over to Pagano. Up into space. Matasevic's going to try and run it down, but he can't get into it. Vincent has it. Sends it up to Mora. Mora loses it. Or Mora gives it away to the number 11, who I can't really click on at the moment. Nieto, who loses it, but now Camavinga has it. Oh, Seferovic, a nice save. My number 2 player just completely whiffed on the... That's Pagano. Pagano completely whiffed on the header. Benvenuti knocks away, but Polo's going to run it down for Madrid. Oh, he gets by Israel, and he's fouled. Augusto sends it in, and Hernandez a nice save. Easy save, but it was still nice. Now, we've had more highlights the first 12 minutes of this game than we had in the whole Zaragoza game. Pagano. Back to Uche. Uche's dispossessed. Vargas sends it up to Nieto. Oh, he himself is dispossessed, but Camavinga gets back. Nieto 1-on-1 with Seferovic. Wow. That was a good save. He's really turning into quite the young keeper. Jumps up and plucks that out of the air. Authoritatively claims that one, as the announcer said. Mora crosses it in. Nieto heads it right to Seferovic. Verdonk off the goal kick, taps up into space. Maria. Oh, just wide right. That would have been a nice goal. Hudson-Odoi sends on the corner kick. Felipe Nieto in the crowd, and it's skied over the crossbar by Felipe. What have I done to my hair? Good grief. I did something to it. It's a mess. Pagano on the throw-in to Verdonk. And he is fouled by Mora. Oh, Mora got sent off. That didn't look like a hard foul, but okay. And Benvenuti scores off the ensuing penalty kick. That was a gift. Okay, in the 2D, it didn't look like a hard foul, but I guess it was. Something tells me that's going to be a point of contention here. So we are up. We've each had 9 shots, 6 on target. We've had the 2 goals, though. And Carlos Mora got sent off in the 40th minute. I tell Israel to calm down here. And I got a sneeze. So we're going to edit that out here in just a minute. Felipe. Over to Vincent. Back to Felipe. All the way back to Hernandez. Up to Camavinga. To Olmo. Back to James. Back to Olmo. Dispossessed. No. Olmo gets it back. Passes up in space. Polo runs it down. Gets by 1. Gets by 2. Takes a shot. Seferovic knocks it away. And it's banged out of bounds by Uche. Latoro. Back to Polo. Crosses it in. And Hudson-Odoi equalizes. Or it doesn't equalize, but he puts it in. That was nice. Easy goal for Hudson-Odoi. Okay, we are going to make a couple of changes here. We're going to bring on Ambrose for Fernandez. And we're going to bring on Boyce for Tollefson. Or for Israel. 75 minutes in. No real highlights since then. Just a couple back and forths that ended really quickly. I'm not quite sure why there were highlights. 80 minutes. Got a couple players who are sub 65%, but I'm not going to make any changes. Can we hold on? And we can. We beat Madrid 2-1 thanks to a second-minute Verdonk goal and a 41st minute Benvenuti header off the penalty kick that followed Mora getting sent off on a straight red in the 40th minute. And that puts us... Well, let's take a look. 7 points ahead of Madrid. Wow. Okay. That's very, very cool. That's a Bruce Shin. I'm going to save that, and we're going to come back and take a look at what is next. Back in a bit. So we are going to come back. I'm almost positive we're going to have a Copa del Rey game at the end of January. We're going to come back for that, and then whoever we're playing around that time, maybe Athletic Club, maybe Real Valladolid. The transfer window, it could go one of two ways. It could be really busy, could not be busy. It depends on what's out there, who's available, and what the money is. I'm not going to spend money just to spend money. That's actually gotten me in trouble on my journeyman save. Which, the less we talk about that at the moment, the better. I got the friendly against Milan coming up. I'm going to see if I can't schedule one more, but if I can't, that's not really a big deal. So, a bummer of a draw against Zaragoza, a good win against Slavia Praha, a good win against, well, not exactly a good win against Villarreal, but an okay one against Villarreal, and a solid one against Real Madrid, 2-1. Puts us at the top of La Liga. So, we are through on our Champions League group. We've already qualified, so Juventus can't catch us no matter what happens. And, we may play the youngsters against Arsenal here, just to see what happens there. And if, the draw happens sometime in January, I will do that as well. We won't talk about any potential transfers, but we'll do that. So, bit of a Frankenstein's episode. I realized once I stopped recording it originally that, hey, I've already qualified, so let's do the Real Madrid game. And it was a good thing, because the Madrid game was actually really nice. It was fun to watch. A lot funner than the Zaragoza game, that's for sure. But if you did like what you seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM20. I thank you for watching.